Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the world's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got one for you today. A man that has mastered comedy, TV and film. Warwick Davis is one of the most popular personalities on television in 2016. And he's about to star in the Pantomime. This coming Christmas, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves will take to the stage at the fabulous New Victoria Theatre in Woking. And I'm delighted to say he joins us on the phone now. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Do you know, it must be great to be you because you've got so many jobs in the business, in so many different sectors of the business. That's what we all dream of, really.
Well, yeah, it is good. It's great to be busy and also doing such a variety of different things. It's safe to say I've never sort of been pigeonholed in my career. I'm always asked to do something different every day. And it's really exciting. I mean, it's a bit of a learning curve though, because I have to sort of take on new skills all the time to try and keep up with the demands. But it's great, as you say. You know, it's I should appreciate the fact that I'm working, because for many actors, you know, it's not always the case, and I've certainly experienced that in my career at times as well.
I don't think it's ever been tougher in show business, has it? And you've got to have that sort of multi-skill to do different genres. What are you? Do you consider yourself an actor or a comedian or a presenter or all of the above?
I don't know. I mean, I'm an actor. That was my first love. That's how I started in this business 35 years ago. And it's always a joy when I'm asked to do an acting role once again, you know, and that I really feel at home doing that. It feels like that's where my roots are. But I mean, I suppose I'm an entertainer in a broader sense, really. I mean, some people do say I'm a comedian, you know, others an actor, a quiz show host, a documentary author. There's so many different things that I do. And I suppose you're thought of how you're thought of to different people depending on what they've seen you in.
You'll be playing the Prof in the New Victoria Theatre at Woking this Christmas, and I love these shows. I mean, they are the backbone of theatre. They're huge and grand and done properly these days, and thank God for that, because it is for many people the first chance they'll ever see a big production, and probably the only show they'll see in the entire year.
Well, that's right. You know, pantomime is, for many theatres, is a lifeline. It supports the theatre for the rest of the year when they can have other productions, touring productions coming through. Without pantomime, these theatres would really struggle. And as you say, you know, it's many people's first experience of live theatre, especially youngsters. And I'm really very keen on making sure that we produce the very best show that we can to give them a wonderful experience that they will take with them throughout their lives and love live theatre and support it, continue to support that, not just in pantomime but in other forms of theatre as well, because that's really, really important. Because my first memory of theatre was panto, and I'm sure yours is, and for many people it is, and we have to make sure that these shows are up to scratch, and they are also, you know, we're competing now with other forms of entertainment that didn't exist a few years ago, you know, virtual reality interaction, all these things that can happen in one's own living room now even, you know. We have to get people out of their houses now to come and experience something truly interactive, truly live, truly magical that they really can't get anywhere else. So what I'm going to put on in Woking is certainly a show that is up to competing with the very best home setup, and you know, you'll realise if you come to the show, you know, why live theatre is still the very best form of entertainment.
And tell me about your script this year. I love it when you put the jokes in for the dads that the kids titter at, but they're not quite sure why they're tittering. Will there be some of that as well?
That is the nature of panto. You always have to do that. You've got to have a humour on two levels. You know, humour for the mums and dads, and also the kids will really, especially the younger kids, they need the story to be very strong, and I'm really keen that comes through. You know, they want to see the Princess Snow White meeting the Seven Dwarves, falling in love with the prince, and then the prince rescuing her. That's what it's about for them. And the Wicked Queen with the poisoned apple. All of these things have to be very, very clearly signposted and brought out in the story. Whereas at the same time, we have to dress that with this great traditional slapstick humour, the innuendo, all of the things that make panto such a unique and fascinating British tradition as well. So that's really important, and all of those ingredients will be there, because, you know, we mustn't forget who's buying the tickets at the end of the day. And there's nothing worse as a grown-up going to a show that you've paid out money for, to take your kids, obviously, which is you want to do, but you want to have a good time as well, and we'll make sure everybody in that theatre has the best night they can.
I'm so proud that you do it, because for proper actors to put their name to panto, I think, is a great compliment to the medium, because it takes such discipline. I wonder what it feels like to wake up on, let's say, the 12th or 13th of December, realising you've got another 7,000 shows before the 8th of January when you finish. What's that like?
You know, panto's not for the faint-hearted, you know. It's really a very physical performance you have to give, because the energy's got to be up there, you know. One producer once said that, you know, panto is performed 2 feet above the stage. It's a heightened performance. You're bigger. It's a larger than life performance, and so you put a lot into it. And fortunately, we never have any show days where we do 3 shows. We just do 2 shows per day, 6 days a week. But that really can take it out of you. And but every show has to be as good, if not better, than the last. You know, you've got to deliver every time, because I do think about the audience as one person and not, you know, 1,500 people, because that's important. I think of that small child that may be coming to see the show for the very first time, never been to a panto before, or that person that may have been to loads of shows in their life, but that one person who's saved up their money. This is their family outing for Christmas. You know, they look forward to this all year. I'm doing the show for them, and you know, whether or not I'm feeling up to it, I've still got to get out there and give it 110%. The show must go on, is the motto.
Have you ever stood on a stage and thought, I must get myself a Fray Bentos pie, and then realise you've no idea what's going on around you, which part of the show you're in, whether you've got another one to come or whether you're on tomorrow's already?
If you're not careful, that can happen. Indeed, that can happen. And you can have some weird sort of out-of-body experiences. As a director of the show as well, I'm able to run sort of two processes at the same time. I've got the kind of performing side of me that's the character and is actually there doing the show, and there's another part of me that's standing back and watching what's going on, not only what I'm doing, but also what's going on with the rest of the show. Is the lighting right here? Was that a mistake with that cue there? There's all of this going through my mind at the same time, and I'm able to multitask, even though I'm a chap. I can actually do it, which blokes can't normally do. But then the mind can also drift onto other things as well at times, and you go into like a weird sort of autopilot mode. But that's really about your concentration. You've got to stick with what's going on, because, as I've said, in panto, you never know what's going to happen. It's you know, if another actor decides they want to throw a line in they think might be funnier than what's in the script, you've got to be ready to be on the receiving end of that and pick up that cue. So it keeps you on your toes, most definitely.
And I guess the music's a big part of it as well. The kids love that. You've got to stick in something new to make it relevant today. That's what's brilliant about the best pantos. Will you be doing that this year in Woking?
Yeah, you know, we were going through the music choices, and I wanted to choose things that there's some traditional stuff, there's some throwbacks to the 80s in there, there's some bang up to date new stuff as well, and some really vintage stuff. So the real mix this year, which is unusual. I don't think a show's ever kind of mixed up quite so many different genres of music. We've got a classical piece in there as well, and some pop, and so I think you'll be intrigued and surprised at what we're doing in this show actually this year.
Hey, listen, I can't wait to see the pantomime. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves is coming to the New Victoria Theatre, a fantastic production, produced, directed and starring the brilliant Warwick Davis. You can see it from the 10th of December through the 8th of January 2017. Go and see it. Really huge production by Family First. Thank you so much for your time, Warwick. It's really lovely talking to you.
Thank you very much. Cheers for now.